Hello, beautiful souls. Today we are going to be crocheting a cute little cat. Thanks to little things and one more YouTube channel that I cannot name off, but I'll definitely give the name of the channel in the description. You can go and check out. So materials you'll be needing: cotton yarn, 2 millimeter hook, needle, scissor. So starting off with a slip knot, we are going to make our ears for the cat. So we start with making a slip knot and we make 2 pairs of ear because cat definitely has 2 pairs of ears. So we start off with our slip knot and making that a little twist and then going underneath our first strand and pulling through our loop that we made. In case you suffer in making slip knot, you can go to my channel, you check out my videos. I have uploaded a lot of videos on slip knot. So this video is going to be very long and lengthy, so I will get back to you with regards to slip knot some other day perhaps. So we start off with making our first row, which we'll be making 4 single crochet inside our magic ring. After making our 4 single crochet, we just join the ring with our first stitch that we made. I know guys, it looks very small and you're not going to understand anything, but trust me, the more you keep on crocheting, the more bigger your project is, the more sense it makes. When you start, it doesn't make any sense, right? I know, even to me, I often doubt myself that what am I doing? Will it come up with any result? Is this gonna work out? Trust me, this is gonna. So we are making our second row, and in our second row we'll be just making the single crochet into every chain, 2 single crochet. So if we had 4 single crochet in our first row, also known as our last row, so we will be making 2 single crochet into our each row, which doubles up to 8 single crochet. So we are gonna make our 8 single crochet. For people who are familiar with single crochet, for people who are not, you simply have 2 loops on your hook and then you pull through all the 2 loops. There you go, our single crochet. Simple and very easy. If you know how to make a double crochet or a treble crochet or a half double crochet, making a single crochet is a piece of cake. Alright, so we make our 8 single crochet and then we go to our third row. So no need to join the stitches because we are not making any circle, we are simply making ears. So make sure that with the help of your scissor or with help of any crochet, big thick crochet hook or any pencil or pen, you make sure to go in depth in your circle so that when you are done with your rows, you can go and check if it's forming like a ear. It should be like a small little triangle. So I am putting my stitch mark in beginning of my every row to make sure I don't lose my first stitch, because if you lose your first stitch, you might end up making a blunder. You might not be accountable or remember where you put your stitches, or the stitches that I'm saying and the pattern I'm giving, it might not lead you to your exact number of stitches. So please follow the pattern and make sure to use a stitch marker, be it a beginner level crocheter or an advanced level crocheter. So you simply, in our third row, we simply make a 1 single crochet into every stitch because we are making 8 single crochet again. So no doubling up, nothing, just simply making each single crochet into every single stitch. Alright, then you just take your, I'm just using my scissor to check if it's forming like a ear or not. Alright, it is, I checked that it is pretty much looking like a ear, small little puffy ear. So don't worry, you're gonna put fillings inside that and it's gonna make a lot of sense after that. So it will look like a bowl at first, but then when you use a scissor or any hook or pencil, it's gonna look like your ear. We are simply going to join our third row, and we're going to start with our making our second pair of ears, because we already done the first pair of ear. So we are just going to keep that aside, and we are just going to make a normal slip stitch and keep that aside, because later on we'll be joining with our second pair of ear, and that's how we are going to continue making our face of the cat. So let's just follow the pattern I just said and make our second pair of ear. You can cut it off, because when you make your second pair of ear, you can simply join that piece of ear with this first piece of ear. So you don't have to take any tense or be take any tension or be tense about as to what to do with the yarn. So you just simply scrape it off and use your second pair of ear continuing yarn and join them together, be it from any side, but it should look like two ears are joining each other. So you just join them with a single crochet, and then each ear has 8 single crochets. So when you join them, it forms into 16 single crochets. So make sure your round 4 has 8 single 16 single crochet, because 8 single crochet each here, so equals to 16 single crochet. I know that doesn't make sense, but it makes a lot of sense if you apply your sense. Wow, that's a nice quote. All right, so we are continuing with our 16 single crochet, and then we are going to continue with our fifth row. Remember, there is no joining or anything, or no double crochets, or no two single crochet in one stitch. It's just following the last row. You're just making 16 single crochet, joining your 2 ears, 8 single crochet, 8 single crochet. All right, so we have reached our fifth row. What we are just going to do is that we are going to increase. All right, so you just take off the stitch marker, make your first single crochet, and take off your stitch marker and attach it into your first single crochet, so that you keep track of your rows. All right, the last stitch. So we are going to make 3 single crochet into 3 neck stitches, and after that we are going to make an increase. We are going to do 2 single crochet in the fourth stitch. So we are going to repeat this 4 times. It's like 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and 2 single crochet together in the fourth stitch. So total of 20 single crochet. So we are going to repeat this for 4 times, total of 4 times. So I often have these knots, so I just scrape it off, because I don't want any boogies in my work. I just want it simple and plain. And also, one more advice is that when you're making any anikami projects or any stuffed toys, you can just use your leftover scrap yarn with your fiber fillings. It's quite helpful, because sometimes we don't know what are we going to do with those small scrappy yarns, so you can use them as your fillings for your any stuffed toy or small projects. So we are making 3 single crochet into our 3 individual stitches, and then increasing it by doing 2 single crochet in one stitch. While joining your ears, it might get a little bit difficult for you, because you might have a doubt that how am I going to join the ears, if it's going to be properly joined together or not. Simply just follow that last stitch, and we are going to make our sixth row. It's very simple. You're just going to make an increase as well. You're just going to make your individual single crochet. I've taken off the stitch marker because as of now I don't need the stitch marker because I'm making my body, but always remember to use that stitch marker to keep track of your last stitch so that you keep track of your row. So from row 6 to 9 we are simply going to make single crochet in each stitch. Alright, follow that for 4 rounds. From row 6 to 9, 4 rounds, you just simply make single crochet into each stitch. Total of your 20 stitches, I guess. Fun facts is that as a crocheter, and exactly not a beginner but somewhere in between a beginner and an advanced crocheter, I'm in my intermediate level. I believe that it is so fun to make small projects because it's not that tiring, and at the same time it's so challenging to have that perfect details in every project. So I'm really enjoying making my small projects, and we are going to follow our making our 20 stitches, each single crochet into each stitch for our 4 rounds until we have our face, and then we are going to make the nose, the hair strands and the eyes because of course adorable cat has all of those. So you can let me know in the comment what cat does it look like. To me it looks like British short hair. I wanted to add a black dot eye, but I added blue eyes instead to make it look more adorable because I'm always fascinated by blue eyes cats, either hazel green or blue eyes. They just fascinate me, and with those bubbly black eyes, if they are super chunky, I simply love cats. I adore them. If I just could live my entire life with 12 to 16 cats in a house. My. Alright, so we are going to increase after our we have done with our 4 rounds. We are simply going to make and decrease, not an increase. So sorry. It's really humid in here. My mind is simply not functioning. Please apology if I have made any mistake unknowingly. And please let me know in the comment box or just interact with me as of like how you're finding my videos and if I'm of any help to you guys. So, and also you can give me any suggestion or recommendation what kind of video shall I make. But I'm really enjoying as of making small things. It's really challenging and it's fun. It's not tiring, and I'm not just using all my resources into one project. I get to learn so many things all together. So our face is ready, but since it's completely doesn't look like a face, it looks like a half made face, so we are going to make our increase. And after making our increase, and before we start off with increasing, sorry, decreasing, why do I keep on saying it? Before we start off with making our decrease, we are going to make the nose, the eyes and the hair strands. So I am using white yarn to make my nose, as well as pink yarn to add that cheeky detail. So I'm just going to use that white yarn and simply go through and simply make a dash stitch until it's puffy. So until and unless it's not puffy and you're not satisfied with the puffiness of the nose, because whenever it's a cat you can simply do a boop boop in the nose. So make it puffy and then make a knot. All right, scrape it off. Trust me, guys, when it's about cats, I simply adore them, but when it's about kids, I just simply hate them. I don't know any reason, but they're simply annoying. There's this kid who just keeps ruining my voiceover. I mean, this kid doesn't even belong to my house, but he or she, I don't know what kid is this, but it's so noisy. It's just a doom case. It's not a kid, it's a, I don't know what is it. It feels like a sound maker, a noise maker, a speaker, whatever, Bluetooth speaker. I don't have a good functioning Bluetooth speaker, but this kid, trust me, this kid. So we are adding that small pink details to our nose, and ignore that noisy kid in the background. I'm so sorry, I can't do anything about it. I am learning some dope editing features so that I can exclude that kid noise from my live as well as from the video as well. Oops, can't do it from my life. Oh, unfortunately. So we're making that hair strands. Of course, for hair strands I'm using black. I wanted to use brown, so I'm using black, and then I am going to use blue for the eyes. Like I said, blue eyes just fascinate me, not in humans but definitely in cats. Look how adorable it looks even without the eyes. Imagine how adorable would it look when you add that blue dotty eyes. And there you go. I added sky blue, a little bit of pinch of marine blue as well, because I wanted to give that extra effect to my eyes. So I used the multicolor yarn, which consists of three kind of blues. It's like a cake yarn. You can get it in any yarn online store. I don't know about offline stores though. So we're gonna make our row 10. It's just making simply 3 single crochet in our next 3 stitches, and then we make a decrease by just, I'm gonna show you how. All right, so I'm gonna slow that portion of that decrease portion so that you can follow it. So you simply are going to go inside and make 3 single crochet. Like I said, a single crochet has like no yarning over, nothing. And then after making it 3 single crochet, I'm not show you how to do your decrease. You simply make your 3 single crochet in 3 individual stitches, and then you go in that first strand of your chains, 2 strands, and pull out your loop and 2 loops on the hoop, and then you close it like your single crochet. So that is the decrease. All right, you can just pause my video, or you can make a slow playback mode and then you can watch it. So this is our row 10. It will be total of 16 stitches. So we are going to almost reach the end of our row 10, and then in row 11 we are simply going to make a decrease as well, but we are going to make 2 single crochet in our following 2 stitches, and then we are going to make the decrease like I showed you. So we have almost reached the end. We simply take off that stitch marker and we make our single crochet, and then we are going to start off with our next row, which is row 11. We simply make 2 single crochet in the 2 following rows. Here I am just attaching my row by making a single crochet. So I have my 1 single crochet there, and then I'm going to make 1 more single crochet. All right, and then I'm going to decrease it. Like I said, when you decrease it, you simply go inside that first strand of your chain. You do not go in that whole chain. You just go into your first strand, you take 2 stitches, and then you pull out a loop and then 2 loops on the hoop and make a single crochet out of that 2 loops. There's your decrease, and you follow this for 4 times. Then at the end of the row you'll have 12 single crochet, and after having 12 single crochet you can simply add your fillings. and then you will have your face, and then you can start off with your body part of the cat. So we are making simply 2 single crochet in our 2 individual stitches. We have 1 and then we make 2 and then we make a decrease. We do this for 4 times in our row 11, and then we are done with our face part. We add our fillings. You can add any fillings. You can use scrappy yarns. You can also use fiber filling, or you can just innovate new things, whatever you want to fill inside. You can also feel inside your rage and anger with those fiber fillings. I do that. Making sure my cat looks adorable. So my face is done and I'm going to start off with the body part. So we are simply going to begin our row number 12. So in row number 12, what we are going to do is very simple. We make 2 single crochet into every individual stitches. It's an increase, so we make 2 single crochet each in each stitch. So that'll be our 24 stitches, because last row we had 12, so 12 into 2, there you go, while at 24 stitches. My math is improving because of crocheting. How fascinating is that? So we are gonna be increasing into every stitch by making our 24 stitches in total. We are making we're making 2 single crochet into every stitch, equals to 24 single crochet. So we are going to follow that row for at least 4 rounds. So this is the very reason you always attach a stitch marker in your first stitch, so that you can simply attach your last stitch with your first stitch and you are aware of where you're starting your stitch and where you're ending it. So we just simply follow that row, 24 stitches, until we reach to a height where we'll be decreasing. So from row 13 to 18, we at least make a single crochet into every stitch. So no increasing or no decreasing, simply making single crochet into each stitches, total of 24 single crochet. So that will form into a circle. It'll form into a circle only when you follow the exact pattern of increasing and then following that number and then decreasing again. So that's your circle, also known as your magic circle, into which you're putting fillings. So we are going to follow that row until our next 4 rounds. So 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, 18. Okay, that's our 6th row in total. So we're going to make 24 stitches into each stitch until we reach to total of 6 rows, excluding that first 24 stitch we made. So total of 7 row actually. So then we are going to do a decrease, and then we are going to fill up with our microfiber fiber fillings or scrapey yarns. So until we reach to a maximum height, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that is our 6 rounds. So for 6 round we make individual single crochet into our individual stitches. 24 stitches in total. You guys might be wondering why she keep on saying that same thing again and again. It's for your own good, because if you lose one stitch, you end up making a blunder. So there you go, we have our body, but we need to close that, so we're going to make a decrease. So I'm going to tell you exactly what we are going to do in our row 19, 20, and then followed by our row 20, which is the last row. Actually, row 21 might be the last row. Why do I keep forgetting my crochet patterns and stitch patterns after I am done with my crochet project? So sorry. So what we do in this row is very simple. We call it our row 19 because from row 13 to 18 we simply made individual single crochet, which is 24 stitches into every stitch. So here we are making a decrease after making 2 single crochet in our 2 individual stitches. You can see how to make a decrease. You go into that first strand, and then you go into that second chain first strand, and then you pull through your yarn. You have 2 loops in your hoop, then you make your single crochet. There you go. That is known as your decrease. So we simply go inside our stitch, we make 1 single crochet followed by the next stitch, we make 2 single crochet, and then we make a decrease. We simply go in our first strand of our chain, 2 chain, and then we pull a loop, 2 loops on the hook, pull through, making our single crochet, also known as a decrease. So we follow this for 4 times, which will lead to 12 single crochet, and then coming back to row 20, where we will be also making decrease. But as the stitches are getting lesser, the lesser hard work you have to do. For me, it's like that. So we are simply going to make 2 single crochet into our 2 individual stitches, followed by our decrease, and then we are joining our last stitch. Make sure after you make your or end your row, after you make your single crochet of your next row, you do not forget to attach your stitch marker. Remember, follow this, and please do not make a blunder. Use your stitch marker, because if you use your stitch marker, you will follow the pattern properly and your stitch will be very appropriate and very clean, and you're going to have all your stitch together and you're going to know what you're doing. So in your row 20, you simply go by making 1 single crochet and then a decrease, and you're going to follow this for 4 times, leading to 8 single crochet. All right, so I was struggling a bit because the yarn and the hook was not getting well together. So 1 single crochet and then your decrease into our next 2 row, taking your chains first strand, just pull through 2 loops on the hook. There you go, you have your decrease. So in the last row, which will be our row 21, I'm going to show you what we are going to do, because since we are making a decrease in that row as well, so that is going to be a little bit of complicated. We will do a decrease, but we will follow a different method of decreasing. So meet you in the next row. Until then, keep watching, keep following, and go and read my description, and please comment. All right, so here we'll be decreasing 4 times, which will lead to our 6 single crochet in the end of the row, or 4 single crochet. Actually, I did a little bit of math problem here. So if you do a decrease, so obviously you're going to end up with 4 single crochet, right? Math problem, serious math problem. So you're just going to go inside your that first strand, but then you're not going to insert your hook in your second chain strand. You're just going to pull through and then pull through all the 3 loops. I'm going to show you what to do. I was having a camera failure here. Look, where am I going? Why am I going that side? So you simply go inside that first strand of your chain and you pull through and you have a loop in your hook, and then you go into that second chain strand, first strand, you pull through, you have a loop. So 3 loops and then pull together like a single crochet only, you can say. It looks more like a half double crochet to me. So you will have 4 single crochet at the end of your row. So we are done with our cat here, the body and the face. We are simply finishing off our last row by making a decrease, leading to doing it 4 times, which will have how many stitches? I am still unaware. I'm not going to open my work. I did a lot of hard work today, so you go and figure it out, okay? Guys, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. So what we are going to do now is that we're just gonna take our fillings and we are going to fill it in our body, make it a chunky cat, fatty cat, like it ate a lot of food, and it ate my food as well. So we're gonna add the fillings, making it very chunky, making it cuddleable, cuddleish, chunkish. So you are adding the fillings, and then we chop off the yarn, and then we're simply gonna stitch it. We're gonna use our darning needle and we are going to close that circle, or else our fillings is gonna come out and our cat is going to get thinner. Our cat ate a lot. Our cat is well fed, looks chunky enough to me. So we're using a darning needle to finish off that circle. We're gonna close it nice and tight. Alright, just going through our stitches, making sure you don't go here and there, you don't wander around. You simply, your mission is to close that stitch, so please don't wander around. So we have closed. Ta-da! Cat looks adorable. But every cat needs their adorable tail, which will be cuddleish as well and playable as well. So we're gonna make the tail. So the tail is very simple. You just start off with making our simple slip knot, and then we are going to make our magic ring. Okay, we're making our magic ring, and after making our magic ring, inside that ring we are gonna be chaining 4. Make sure to pull out that tail and check if we can adjust our circle, or else you're gonna strangle yourself in that circle. Just kidding. So 6 single crochet inside that ring, not 4, okay? I'm so sorry. 6 single crochet, and keep following this. Make sure to close your magic ring with your first stitch, forming it a circle, and then keep following your 6 single crochet until you reach enough height, and it will look like a bowl at first, but then trust me, as long as you go, it's going to look like a tail at the end of your work. For me, I did at least more than 15 rows. The channel that I followed, it said 10 rows, but I made at least 15 rows because I wanted the tail to be long and cuddleish. So I made at least 15 to 16. But make sure to not make it too long, or else it's going to look like a snake. Lol. Cat with a snake. That's adorable. Snakes are adorable. They're cute. Although my mom hates them. Anyways, so we are going to continue making our 6 single crochet. Also remember to use your stitch marker so that you don't end up losing your first stitch. Alright, you can see it has started to form like that tail. Here we go, we have our tail. Ta-da! Our tail is here. Alright, looks a little bit chunky in the end, a little bit thinner in the back. I was trying to make sure that it looks like that, so we're just gonna attach our tail to the body of our cat, in the back of our cat, and then we are going to attach that front portion as well, making sure the cat is curving its tail. So how adorable that looks. I was going for actually making that tail stand out tall, but then I just attached it. So our cat is ready. Let me know in the comment box if this video was helpful. Like, share, and subscribe. Take care, guys. Loads of love, and bye. Enjoy your cat.